Daniel Dubois versus Nathan Gorman. Full card post fight reaction. Right here on the WRT Boxing Show. Thanks for tuning in. Boxing junkies, you heard the siren. The doors are open. The kids are screaming, or are they even there? Or just the junkiness in your head. Boxing Junkie, the WRT Boxing Show, the boxing rehab for us junkies. As it says, the fight card post-fight reaction here. Dubois made easy work of Nathan Gorman for sure. Did not expect that. We all knew it was a possible 50-50 fight. Obviously, Dubois being the power puncher, Gorman being the fleet of foot combination puncher. Like I said, Dubois made easy work of that. Liam Williams. Like I said, I did a little separate video on Liam Williams because that's what the WRT Boxing Show was originally about. I just ran out of time due to work and stuff. I can't do as many videos, but we talk about the best versus the best, number 1 through 15, making their way. So I figured since as you've seen in his own little segment, that silver title is about crossing that bridge from domestic to world stage, and that's why I gave him his own little post-fight reaction. That was a nice little showcasing. Who else was it? Sonny Edwards. I know Charlie Edwards, so I was interested in, and they fight very similar. But I'm gonna cover because that was a good fight. Sonny Edwards for the IBF International. Where is he ranked at for the super flyweight? Cause that was a pretty. That was my first time really watching him. Like I said, I'm more familiar with his brother. That was a pretty good performance against someone he was supposed to do it against. We get that. Just want to see where is he at exactly in his rankings. The WRT Boxing Show, we started 2 years ago, season 4. Thank you for your time and support. If you are a junkie and you do not know if you want to check in at the front desk, you're more than welcome. The meetings are free. Come on back anytime. All right, at the super flyweight, is that what Sonny Edwards, a super flyweight, IBF. All right, so let's see. Is he in the IBF rankings? He's number 13. Like they saying, he was going maybe a German Akajas. The way German Akajas has been looking lately, who knows, right? He hasn't been pumping out that jab he had famous for him, and that movement could be dangerous. So, with an international, like I said, if you're a new viewer and you're coming to this post-fight reaction, what we do on the WRT Boxing Show, us boxing junkies, we ready talk boxing. We talk about belts, ring formats. Like for instance, we're judging the card. One thing I did not like about this, and I'm pretty sure it's a part of the states here on the ESPN Plus. At least how it showed to my PS4. In between fights, like the interviews and stuff, we get this far ass view. Like if we're sitting like on the 300s level, like when they were interviewing David Hay about why isn't people making a bigger deal about Joyce victory, that was from a far ass fucking view. Like they were like this small, like on my TV is. So sometimes you want to see someone when how they have their fighters, the UK fighters, sit on the steps for post-fight interviews. That's far. It's like they're like this small, and it's like what the fuck. So that's one thing that kind of sucked about this card. I always thought it was just like I thought it was a glitch at first. I thought it was like a still frame glitch, and then I saw David Hay. Like we could hear him talking, and then I was like, and I see this little blue thing on the screen. I'm like, oh shit, dude, they're giving us a far ass shot of this thing. But anyway, the commentary in between fights, I don't know their names, but that was always they're on point. Um, as far like I said, the Sonny Edwards, that was a good fight. That was like I said, I was fresh on the scene, discovering Sonny Edwards, and like I said, with this being the show, well, oh yeah, back what we talk about on this show, new viewers, um, we grade the crowd participation on these fight card reviews, crowd participation, commentary, camera angles, and what the fight was on paper and what the fight turned out to be in life. You know, we're trying to give it a score out of 40. But also just throughout the seasons, what we do on the show, the lingo, best fight the best, 1 through 15, champions are champions. We also try and talk about the belts, you know, and how the belts, even though a lot of people say it's a shitty amount of belts, and like I said, if you already subscribed, you know this spiel, you know what I'm about to say. But like you new viewers, we talk about how the belts climb that ladder, how it gets you noticed, how you gotta, you know, connect the dots, put the fucking chips in order. Like the international IBF, that dude can now travel from country to country and across water, like a lake, you know, a river that separates land. You know, if it was intercontinental, he could go from Italy to fucking United States. But since it's not, he could go like I said, international. He could travel with all the countries with on the continent. You know, he could cross them. But if he gets that intercontinental or the continental, obviously he could cross dry land into another continent. That's continental, intercontinental. All the countries in the fucking he runs that shit. I mean international. That's what that is. Intercontinental is when you could travel from one continent, Italy, Europe to United States, Europe to fucking Africa, Australia to uh, Canada. You know, that's the one you usually when you get an intercontinental belt. That's usually when you're about to get your title shot. That's so if you're a fan of fighter and you don't really know the belts, but your fighter has a bullshit belt, he gets that intercontinental, he's about to get a title shot. The international that was Sonny Edwards got, he just is able to just fight within the countries on Europe, all those countries, Spain, Italy, fight all those countries. Now his movement, that was a cool ass punch selection, body work. Like I said, it would have been nice to, like I said, the commentary said for him to be a little busier at moments because if you're new to the show, that style of fighting is my favorite style of fight. My favorite fighter is Aries Landy Lara. So I love to see people move and hit like this. I'm down to watch that shit all day. But what I seen how it affects Laura and what it will affect Edwards is if he don't mix in the right control in between his movements like that, whether it's feinting, put where to put in some offense so it just doesn't look like you're always moving. When it comes to a tough fight, a big credit fight, he might get judged for uh, running and not defense and not doing enough because he's not. Even if he's just feinting and doing shit, he's making a presence of offense within his movement. You know what I mean? He can control the stage that way. I would like to see. So from seeing my first time really watching the Sonny Edwards fight and his style like that, which I really like, I would like to see him mix in a little more stage control. You know that to get those points. Because his style is gonna need. One day he's gonna fight a guy who can hit hard. And going on to another fighter, Archie Sharp. Never heard of him. Just watched him. And again, this is what the show was about. Archie Sharp was number 8 by the WBO. Number 8. So I was like, all right. No, number 10, the WBO European Super Lightweight Champion. He's saying he was already saying he's ready for Jamal Herring. My first time seeing him, the crowd was really into him, so that was cool. You know, like I said, that's what we talk about on this fight card reaction. The crowd was behind him, cheered him. He did a little bit of showmanship for the crowd. They dug it. His punch selection was pretty clean for the most part. He got good ass angles on that body shot. McCory, oh man, he had that fucking elbow like fucking velcroed onto. And when you break your arm and they give you that velcro brace and shit, he had that shit just. That shit wasn't moving, man. So that was a nice little debut on the Double RT Boxing Show for Archie Sharp, the sharpshooter. At number 10, European. Now they say a good fight for him will be. They're mentioning some guy named Jay Harris, so I'll be on the lookout for that. But that was a good fight. The movement of him, punch selection, the height, the way he could use his height. I was impressed with that debut, and from the style I seen that he possesses, considering that we just saw number 6, Joe None, fuck Shimizu up yesterday. So that's number 6 and number 10. Two guys who on a pretty good viewing of boxing. You know, it's not the brightest names, but the fact that boxing was quiet last week and now there's just a lot of boxing fans are watching it. So to see, and these names definitely, like I said, I don't know how big of numbers they got in America, but they definitely got seen by eyes that would have never seen them before. So we, some Americans saw None. Like I said, the ESPN, they could rewatch it. It don't got to be 4 a.m. live. They could rewatch the shit. So they got to see None beat down on Shimizu if they're watching it. They Sharp, pretty. He looked clean with those body shots, you know. And Spence got America hot on body shots. So if he could somehow keep doing that shit, that'd be nice. Considering, like I said, he's number 10 with the European, your WBO European Super Featherweight. You got they're mentioning Sam Bowen, the Intercontinental. We were just talking about the Intercontinental. He has it. He has it. So if look out for Sam Bowen. If that motherfucker rattles off like 1 or 2 victories, he's gonna get himself a high shot. Considering the only other belt in front of him, like I said, he's number 8. Number 7 is Quigg. Number 6 is Joe None, the Asian Pacific WBO. Number 5, Jason Sosa. Number 4, Joseph Diaz. Number 3, Masori Suyoshi. Number 2, Jeremiah Nakatali. He's a WBO. I believe he just had a fight last month. And then number 1, Lamont Roach. I believe, didn't they say he's been ordered to fight Jamal Herring for I believe that mandate's been called. So it's not too far out that Sharp might be able to pull something off in those names. You know, it's not too far off with the attributes I saw. Maybe, like I said, I don't know who Bowen is. I don't know who the Jay Harris kid. I think that's the fight they're calling Jay Harris. It was another fight I got confused with. But it looks good with Joe None too. So, you know, they look like they possess the punch knowledge and the placement. So that's good to watch those guys. And then we move on to Liam Williams. Like I said, that was a nice little victory for that silver belt. Like I said, I go more into detail on Liam Williams and the silver belt, but it's good to see him do that. So hopefully he does a good journey with the silver belt, and he does it justice where it gets him something. Possibly, like I said, a Jamal Charlo matchup. Like I said, if you want more, go watch the Liam Williams post-fight reaction, so I don't repeat myself. Joe Joyce, he this definitely with Tyson Fury being there to watch the main event, his cousin. They were like, damn, dude, if Brian Jennings wins this fight, we could somehow use that as my fucking American debut, New York fight from Philadelphia. I bet you they're rooting for fucking Jennings. But Jennings seems to be very in the stage of a creative survival. Like, I don't know, no, I won't say creative survival because he does let his hands go. He moves nicely. I just think it's his style and his physique. He's always been too muscular for me, and he throws too hard. With the reach, I would like to see him pepper and set some shit up. And like I said, I think if he would have kind of fought similar to the style of Joe Joyce, just throw some peppery punches to set up a hard one, because he had a good reach. He like I said, he had the faster feet and faster hands. But it's who knows how fucking hard those fucking meat clubs are coming down at Joyce. But he rocked Joyce to the body, the head. Now I gotta say, I thought Jennings was gonna tire out for that factor of his he throws too hard for that physique, and he eats shots, which is why he loses the fight. He blocks so many shots that his offense is gone. Like, yeah, you ain't taking 100% physical damage, but every commentator, especially when fighters are commentators, they tell you, like, if you can, just hit them anywhere. You do feel those shots. You feel those punches on the arms. You feel those punches on the forearm. You feel those punches on the shoulder. So, like, Joe Joyce is just fucking slap, 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 slap. All that shit's keeping Jennings, fucking locked up. Nothing coming back. He's on the ropes. It's looking bad. And then once in a while, a hard one does land. So all these, like, 5 seconds of nothing, then a hard one lands. He looks real bad. It looks real bad. And then, like I said, all that against Jennings. Jennings started to land some good stuff consistently from around 5-6 on, here and there shots. The first 4 rounds, really, I thought it only like maybe a 30-second here and there for Jennings, but he did crack Joe Joyce. But then again, we've seen Joe Joyce get cracked. Now forever you can question the body work now. Is that dude okay to the body? Because we always knew he had a hard ass chin. Maybe break him down to the body, and that chin kind of goes with it. So you get questions, like I said, and that post fight interview with him talking about, like, hey, I got a little cocky, and it was a learning experience. That's how I wanted to see that. I'm like, oh shit, because I'm over there and I'm hearing him talking. I'm like, oh shit, he's talking about how he fucked up. Let me go watch this interview. Oh, where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is Joe Joyce? This motherfucking small way off over there sitting on some steps and shit. So give that camera work some badass fucking. You get no 10 points in that category. Shit, like a fucking 2. At least we got to hear it. Got some audio. So fucking the fights on paper. Considering I only really knew 2, but I knew 3. I knew Liam Williams, who I thought was gonna starch that dude. And he did, but he did it in a way he needed to do it. Like I said, getting that silver belt. Dubois and Gorman, good fight. Dubois made easy work of him. And Joe Joyce and Brian Jennings, the Sharp and the Sunny fight, those were bonuses So overall, on paper, on the three that I did know, they looked like B fights. They look good fights. They were good balanced fights. Nice B fights. Turned out to be all those fights. The Liam Williams was what it was gonna be. Jennings and Joyce. That was, like I said, that body shot with it raised some mystique within the fight. So overall, it was a good fight. Jennings kind of stunk it up by not letting his hands go, but it wasn't. Joyce was doing his thing. Jennings took a shot. He was on the move, surviving, and Dubois, he just right hand target and couldn't miss. We all thought Nathan looked pretty decent on offense, but this defensive effort and putting your head down and throwing a hook, what the fuck was that? It's like we're all talking like 50-50 fight. Nathan Gorman's a good boxer, blah blah blah. What the fuck was that? Like the first minute of the fight looked promising for Gorman. He started some check hooking, you know, doing that shit. But after like the second minute, Danny Dubois kind of start keeping center ring, making them do the fourth corner offense, keeping center ring, jabbing them, and these are just that the right hand could not miss, jab, 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 and Gorman. I don't know if he was trying to do that Tyson Fury duck that he was doing on Wilder, but he was kind of like not fully ducking, but kind of like like leaning quarter duck and just getting tagged. That's why he ended up getting knocked in the temple. He got cut on his eye. Tyson Fury didn't lean on that duck, or fucking Dubois was a little more distance controlled than a Wilder for sure. He was able to be patient with the distance and time that duck. Because that's mainly what the whole fight was. Once in a while, they go crazy with a hook exchange. They both get rattled, but it was obvious that even those, you're like, oh shit, dude, one of those might just clip and knock Gorman out. Every time they do like a little hook exchange, but he knocked him down in the third round, and he came, like I said, he caught Gorman with I think it was a right hand, fucking shook him, and then hit him again. Then he fell, took a knee, got up, came swinging like a bat out of hell, changing hooks. And every time it worked for Gorman, because that's like the only chance he really had, because he had to speed Daniel Dubois up and hope he could catch him, because letting Daniel Triple D fight at that pace, you saw what happened. Easy work. I gotta say that was very impressive. We had questions. What kind of? Everyone thought Nathan Gorman was going to put a better boxing out of moving. Can he had the footwork? Can he had the stamina to keep up? Whatever Gorman was supposed to do and have, Danny Dubois took that shit apart. Now, to me, that's probably the best Danny Dubois is going to be for maybe like the next 2 or 3 years. He might improve. He might get a little better with the feet work, steps or something. Might be a little faster feet. I don't know, but this was the best Danny Dubois as of date. How far is he? Seriously. What can he do? Top 7? What can he do? Dewey Dares, Alexander Povetkin, Oscar Rivas, Tyson Fury, Junior Fa. Those are all number 7s on the board. I think he could beat Junior Fa. Tyson Fury. Uh-oh. Does he have that power? Uh-oh. Number 7, Oscar Rivas. Number 7, Alexander Povetkin. What do you think? Povetkin has some black guys in sparring, right? Number 6, Adam Nowalki, Sergey Kuzmin, Anthony Joshua. Did he drop down to number 6 in IBF? Goddamn. Tyrone Sprong. Number 5, Oscar Rivas, Robert Helenius, Otto Wallen, Joseph Parker. So that's right there. That's 7, 6, and 5. And you think he could beat some of those, right? So, like I said, and right now, this probably it is the best Dubois. So he's definitely, if they want to fast track him, it'd be entertaining to watch. Definitely be entertaining because I with those names, with those 9 names, he could win some of those fights. So he's right up there. He's right up there. And then so we covered them all. That was Joyce, Dubois, Williams, Sharp, and Edwards. So yeah, the fights they were like good old 8s. The fucking camera, the commentary was nice. So with the in between interviews though, so I want to give it like a 4 because I think really sucks to fucking see far out. It's just I don't know, you could go off and do shit, but you know what if you ain't doing shit? And you're just sitting there watching boxing. And also you get this bullshit interview, and you're like, I gotta look at this far. Like I said, you're sitting for the people who are not watching it in the ESPN Plus app. You sit there, you're watching the fight, and like, oh, let's do this interview, and you go from watching the fight to an interview, and it's like literally, if you're sitting in the 300 section of the stadium, you're like, oh shit, what happened to my view? And you're sitting there watching it until the next fight, so it's nothing changing, just a far ass view of the ring, sucks. So commentary of 4, the fights were that's a 12. The crowd the crowd participation was nice. It was pretty good, man. Pretty good. So we judge it. The fights on paper and in real life. Commentary, which is we give the commentary, give it a good old 8. Camera, TV, and the crowd participation. Fuck. Get that shit a 2, man. Get that shit a fucking 2. To be honest, I forgot. I forgot what the other subject was. But hey, the Double RT Boxing Show. That camera angle fucked me up so bad that shit's walking out here with a 30 out of 40. And not even a 30, but damn, can't even get the full score of that fucking camera angle. Thank you for your time and support.